the first question is asking you which is not a common air pollutant. Carbon dioxide is not a pollutant. Carbon dioxide is just something that can cause greenhouse effect and global warming. A pollutant has to be something that pollutes the environment. Carbon dioxide is not one. What are some pollutants that you have learned? Nitrogen dioxide or nitrogen oxide, nitrogen monoxide, sulfur dioxide. What is something black? Carbon soot. Or there's lead particles, or then there is unburned hydrocarbons. Yeah, so unburned hydrocarbons, these are pollutants. Carbon dioxide is not one of them, you see. So suspended particulates include these two. Carbon soot and lead particles. Suspended means they float in the air. Okay, so when you inhale it, it affects your nervous system and your lungs. So therefore, the answer is number one only. Okay, carbon dioxide is not an air pollutant, but the others are. Okay, so and then the next thing here, catalytic converter. I mentioned this in the makeup class. Okay, so you either were here or you watched the video to answer this question. So there are two reactions. If you don't know this already, put this down. There are two reactions that happen inside the catalytic converter. The first one is one that converts or consumes carbon monoxide and nitrogen monoxide. Those are I also forgot. Another pollutant is carbon monoxide. So you see carbon is a pollutant because it is black. It will make the walls black in color. Carbon monoxide is also a pollutant because it's toxic. Carbon dioxide is not. It's not of immediate harm. Okay, you're breathing in carbon dioxide all the time, or your lungs doesn't do anything with that. It will just exchange oxygen. Yeah. And so, the answer to the second question is that it deals with carbon monoxide. Yes. Okay. But it's asking for the product. Sorry. So therefore, there is only nitrogen, carbon dioxide, and maybe water. Okay. But there's no water for you to take. So D. Okay. What is the catalyst used in catalytic converter? Platinum. These are the few things you should know. If you don't know this, write it down. Okay, available. Okay, we're now having a lesson. Okay, yeah, we're just discussing the question. Okay, so which of the following gases are responsible for acid rain? So carbon dioxide, it has been there since dinosaurs' time, but you wouldn't call that acid rain in dinosaurs' time, right? There's already carbon dioxide in the air back in when the dinosaurs still roamed the earth. But then it is when human activities produce sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide. These are extremely acidic gases. Carbon dioxide is just mildly acidic. It's not acidic enough to cause acid rain. So you may want to put down carbon dioxide. It's just mildly acidic. So mild that it won't cause acid rain to form. These are very acidic gases. They can cause acid rain. So the answer is 2 and 3. Okay? And what are some ways to reduce pollution? Well, we can use unleaded petrol. Do you remember from the previous question that lead is one of the pollutants, right? So how can we reduce pollution? Well, one way would be to use unleaded petrol, meaning petrol free of lead. So one is definitely one of the answers, but you see it doesn't help much because it can only help you eliminate C, but A, B, and D still have one in it. And then you just have to check the other ones. Well, installing catalytic converter certainly helps because it helps remove which two pollutants? Which three pollutants, I should say? NO, CO, and unburned hydrocarbon, right? Do you see that this is unburned hydrocarbon? This is hydrocarbon, right? And then you have carbon monoxide, which is formed in incomplete combustion, and nitrogen monoxide. So therefore, what is the answer to this question? So for statement 2, is it true? Is it correct? Yes. And the third one, for this one, you have to remember the order. Do you remember the order of fractions? What is the lightest and the heaviest fraction? Yes. But then sadly, this question also tests your understanding of those in between. Diesel must be somewhere between LPG and bitumen, right? So you see LPG burns, is it very easily or with difficulty? Easily. And bitumen, on the other hand, burns with very, very major difficulty. So diesel oil must be somewhere in between. So that means when you compare diesel oil with LPG, which one burns better? Diesel oil or LPG? LPG, right? So if you use diesel oil, this one, instead of LPG, do you get more complete or more incomplete combustion? Incomplete. What is the product of incomplete combustion? CO and H2O. And in worst case, you get also carbon, right? Yeah. So therefore, are you like improving the situation or are you making it worse? Worse. So 3 is not the answer. So 1, 2 only. A. This is hard. This question is hard. Okay. So I'll put it down here. I'll also upload this later, but you should jot down some notes. Okay. Next one. Well, this should be easy. Cracking is a chemical reaction. So A is out. Because physical separation means it is not a reaction. So because it's a reaction, it's out. And it has to be carried out in the absence of oxygen. Can you tell me what is the name of the alternative reaction that happens when oxygen is present? Combustion. Yeah. So you know if you are burning, if you are heating a hydrocarbon in the presence of oxygen, combustion will happen instead of cracking. So can you put down this will result in combustion? Yeah, and C is certainly the answer because what is the word equation for cracking? It's a long alkane being cracked into short alkane plus what? Alkenes, yeah, short alkenes. What is the catalyst for cracking? Sorry? SiO2, yes. Or Al2O3. You see there are at least 2 catalysts you need to remember for this chapter. One is the catalyst for cracking, SiO2 or Al2O3. The other is the one used in catalytic converter. What was it? Platinum. Okay, they're different for different reactions. So, well, oxygen of course cannot be obtained because we don't see oxygen in the product here. D is nonsense. And I hope none of you get question 6 wrong. Because if you get question 6 wrong, this is the low level error. You can first draw ethane out first. So, does everyone know what the structure of ethane is like first? It's like that, right? So how many bonds do you see? 7. So nobody should get this question wrong, please. Okay?
I have all this.
Okay, yeah, well maybe you mistaken ethane for ethene. Well, in that case, yeah, well I understand. And then the next one, okay, you can use the calculator. You have to first remember these 3 general formula. Okay, pull it out from the back of your head, and then you compare these formulas. You can see that these ones, I draw solar frame line around. They fit into this formula. They are alkanes. What does being members of the same homologous series mean? It means they have to all be from the same family. So A is out, B is out because they contain members from different family. These are alkanes. These are alkenes. They are not in the same family. So is C. So D is the only one because all these members here they fit into here in the alcohol family. Okay. So this one you should also get it right. And then this one is tricky. Did anyone take the wrong answer? No. Do you know why it's phenol and alkene despite it fitting into the general formula CnH2n? Requires at least 2 carbon. Right. So if you pick C, well then that means because you didn't know that double bond has at least 2 carbon. So this one I mentioned in class. This one is harder. Pan-3-ene oleic acid. The suffix "ene" tells you that it has double bond. Oleic acid means it has COOH group. Do you remember ethanoic acid? What is the formula? CH3COOH. That means you know ethanoic acid or oleic acid means there is COOH. So if you see in oleic acid, that means not just you don't just have COOH, you have also CC double bond. Okay, so 1 and 3 only. Yeah, and then this one.
I got this one right.
Oh, you picked D. Okay, well that's because well first of all you need to find out how long the main chain is. Yeah, for all of them. So you must not pick C. If you pick C, you need to combine it. Okay, you need to count carefully if you pick C. C doesn't even have 4 carbon. You see, it has 5 carbon. So build means 4 carbon. So if you take A, B, and D, well, that means you know what build means. And then you have butane 1O. It means you can start numbering the carbons. 1, 2, 3, 4. You see, I'm counting from the right because we want the smallest number possible, right? Yeah, so of course you can try counting from the left, but you know that's not the way to go, okay? And you just have to match back those groups. So the O must be at position 1. So the O, let's check in which diagram does the O appear in position 1. So it's either A or B. B is out. Okay, so B and C are now out both of them. And then you have 2-chloro. Okay, so 2-chloro means the Cl must be at position 2. There's only one chemical fit in this description, A. Okay? Yeah, so you remember that table, the summary sheet I gave you, right? On prefix, root, suffix. You need to know that. That's why I asked you to review that before the test. Okay, I said this will be on the test. Question 11. You need to first check what kind of substance this is. Is it alkane or alkene? Alkane. Alkane with an A. Because it fits into CnH2n plus 2. And that's it. Alkane undergoes substitution. Alkane, they can only undergo substitution. Alkene, they undergo addition. Okay, so that's why the answer must be C. Okay. And you also get another hint. Do you see that the reaction can only happen in the presence of sunlight? Okay, yeah, and for those of you, most of you who didn't come to the regular class yesterday, you have missed this review. Okay, yeah. So I know some of you have some stuff to do, but you can refer back to the video. But you can see here, alkane undergoes substitution. But there is a condition, it needs UV light. No UV light means it cannot happen. Okay? Alkene undergoes addition. Addition can happen with or without UV light. Okay, so if you didn't know about this, then maybe you will answer this question wrong. Okay? A is for alkene. C is for alkane. This is an alkane, so C that is. And this is not cracking, because cracking should only have one reaction, not two. Okay? Well, and this one I think I also asked you in class, in previous class. We have to first find the repeating unit. So you see, it's like stacking step. You are duplicating. You're like cloning the structure over and over. You find this out, and then you undo the 3 modifications we said you need to do, right? When you convert alkene into polyalkene. Remember what are those modifications? Change double bond into single bond. We undo it. So we turn the single bond back into double bond. The second thing we do is to add 2 new bonds on the side. So we undo it. We take them back. So we get this. So the answer can only be tetra. Tetra means there are 4. Tetrafluoroethene. Okay, so also you get this right? No. Yes. I see some of you nodding, some of you shaking. I will know soon enough. Okay. And question 13 again, this is one of the questions you must not think of. You know, there's no variation in this question, it's a special report. So the answer is B. Okay. A, C, and D, they are nothing. Okay, they are nothing. They don't exist. Okay, A, C, and D, they're just something that I made up. And this one, butyl-carbon-3-diene. So this is also in worksheet. Okay, yeah, you know, bio means 4. Okay, so if you have A and D, you either consider profile and I doctor. Okay, if you pick A and D. Okay, and B and C, they both have 4 carbons. So it's already pretty rejection. If you pick A and D, you really have to consider. Okay, so yeah, and 1,3-diene means the double bond starts from carbon 1 and carbon 3. Okay, pretty straight.
Sir, when will you finish marking?
When will I? Oh, this is a rather short test. Maybe today or tomorrow.
Sir, can you don't give it to us, so you draw? Yeah,
No,
directly.
I will make sure you know you learn from your mistakes.
No, sir, we don't need it.
Okay.
So the retest is really,
Yeah, I think now that we understand the answer, okay, it doesn't matter whether you receive it or not, but I will still give it to you, but I will just try to mark it by today. So the process of obtaining different fractions of material, what is it?
Fractional distillation.
Fractional distillation. What is the physical property difference that you exploit?
Boiling point.
Boiling point. Boiling point. Okay, so this is fractional distillation. And why must But because it is, well, I wouldn't say it's a gas. When something has a boiling point in the range of 100 degrees, like water, think about water. Is water a gas?
It's a gas
No,
state.
but it has the lowest boiling point, right? And you know when you do fractional distillation, you need to heat things up. So if you put something with low boiling point next to a heat source, they can evaporate easily, right? Yeah, so not because it is a gas, but because fraction 1 has the lowest boiling point. So it will evaporate easily. The most easily. Okay, so if you mention anything about boiling point or anything about evaporating,
No problem. So the independence.
Oh my god.
Is it 1, 2,
Okay, so then maybe next time, better luck. So, this one you must know.
1,
What does
2, 3, 4.
what does viscosity mean?
How easy it turns to gas.
Oh, that's volatility. How easily something evaporates.
That's
Viscosity, how sticky.
Yeah.
How sticky.
I read it wrong.
So which of this is the most sticky?
We're talking about
4 is the
Yeah, I'm
most,
right.
most sticky, yes. Okay, so decreasing viscosity. So decreasing viscosity means 4 greater than 3 greater than. Okay, yeah, so remember, viscosity is how
sticky it is.
volatility is right, okay, I see you're all very excited. Okay, so which fraction is burned with the soothiest flame, meaning the hardest to burn? 4, yes. Okay? Yeah, so soothiest flame means hardest to burn.
Oh, I got 4. I got 4.
Okay, yeah, 4. Because it has its own value. And 2 safety precautions that should be taken.
Use a fume cover.
Yeah, would be,
Fume cover?
well, no, they are not toxic, but you should be using, like a condenser or an ice water bath. Okay, it's a condenser or ice water bath.
Where?
Right, yeah. And so what are other like precautions? Yeah. Well, gloves. No. Okay. Like safety precautions.
How about goggles, sir?
Well, no.
Sir, that's the answer for every. For a lab coat.
Okay. No.
Sir, the
Yeah.
higher hair.
Yeah. If wearing goggles, if you can make your person, then isn't that something that you must do in the lab? It's not a precaution because you must do it. Just like you must wear your uniform. It's not something that you must do. It's arbitrary responsibility. Okay. So I will mark the paper for you. Okay. And I will give you back. But now I will let you know what you can